Hello YouTube. Today is the 4th of April 2015 and I'm inside my new car. It's a 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis. I never ever thought in my lifetime that I would be able to get a Panther platform car. I've always had a fascination with these cars, but I never ever thought that I would actually be able to get one, because usually when you think of these Panther cars, they're police cars, and as part of my job, I've spent a lot of time with the police, and I've been in police cars, the Crown Vics, quite a bit, and I've kind of developed a fascination for them, and I've looked and see, how you can go about buying one, but I've had police officers tell me about all the caveats that come with buying a used police car. You've got the cars that get beat up every day, and then the fact that they look like police cars means that you draw a lot of extra attention to yourself. And so she's like, well, you can buy one, but just be ready for it. So I kind of put that on the back burner of things. I had to get a new car because the B3000, which you've seen in many of my videos, it finally got to a point where it simply wasn't worth dealing with it. And what had happened was that I went to get new brakes, and they put it up on the left, and they said that, well, we need new brakes, we need a new brake system. The lines were rotted out, the front discs were worn out, the calipers were shot, same with the rear cylinders and the rear drums, plus the seals on the axles were leaking, so they had to replace all that stuff. And that was just what they found, and there were some other things that I knew on it that needed to be done. And so when they gave me a price quote, it was over $2,000 just for the brake system alone. So it was time to do in with the B3000, and I went looking for cars, and I wanted to buy another truck, another Ranger, and kind of like, the same as the B3000, which I had before. And so what wound up happening was I found two here in Cedar Rapids that would have worked, but when I took them for a test drive, they were just regular cab, and being the tall guy that I am, I simply could not fit into them comfortably. My knees were pressed up against the dash, and so I couldn't put the seat as far back. Well, I had the idea to look for, after that didn't work, I had the idea, well, let's see if there are any, Panther cars. And sure enough, I found one. I'm not going to say where I got it from or what I paid for it, but it seemed too good to be true. And so I was thinking to myself, well, I'm not going to go look at it, for the price that they had it at, it wasn't, there was going to be something wrong with it. But I came up to where it was, and I figured I'd give it a shot anyways. I VIN checked it. The VIN check came out clean. Went up there, and it wasn't too good to be true. I started it up, took it for a test drive. The excuse me. The engine sounded good. The training sounded good. Everything on it sounded good when I took it for a test drive. I mean, it's kind of hard to do a proper inspection when there's a salesman sitting next to you here in the car where my camera is. So I was listening very, very carefully with my ears, and the car definitely seemed like it was well taken care of. Again, this is an 07. It just has under 100,000 miles on it, and I'll just take the camera off the pod here. But yeah, this is the inside of it, and there's the dash, light controls, 6-way power driver and passenger seats, along with mirrors. Now I'll put this underneath. You can see the pedals, and this is what I like about this car. I can stick my foot back here. And I can stretch it all the way out and not have it get cramped up like it does with other cars. And so yeah, I can just put the cruise control on, just leave the other foot here, my right foot there, and I am all posh and ready to go. Put the seatbelt on. Put the key in. Starts up. taking some pictures. You hear the squeaking, I'm sure, when the car is going over bumps. I'm sure there's something in the suspension that needs to be replaced. After all, this car does have almost 100,000 miles on it, so I'm assuming that it's time to have it looked at, and I will have it. There's an auto body guy that I will take it to, and there are some dings on the front and the back and the paint that need to be looked at, and they also do repair work. So I'll have them look at the suspension, because I'm sure there's a joint or something that either needs to be lubed up or replaced. They can't tell which. Like I said in the video, it's hard to do a really thorough inspection on a car when the salesman is sitting next to you and shepherding you along. Surprisingly, it's pretty good on gas when you consider the fact that this is a 4,000-pound automobile with a good old V8. The onboard thing says that I'm getting about 18.5 miles per gallon. I don't know what I've got on the highway yet. I haven't really taken long enough travel. I'm sure it's much better than the B3000. Because with the B3000, I was getting only 22 on the highway, and I don't think not even 15 in the city. It was pretty awful in the city for mileage. 3-liter V6 really had to work to make that truck move, and you could spin tires on it. It had no problem doing that, but it was only 150 horsepower, and I think it's like 170 or 165 foot-pounds of torque. And I actually had my old truck on a scale once with me in it, and the weight was 3,900 pounds. So you figure this vehicle doesn't weigh a whole lot more than what my truck did. So now it only seems to squeak at low speed when we're going here at normal speed. It's actually quite fine. So I wonder what that's all about. Like I said before, I got an auto body guy who will look at it. We'll turn here, and I'll open it up a little bit. That's a bit of a first gear pull. I don't want to go too fast here. Speed limit's only 35. That was like the 40. Yeah, sure enough, there's that's a cop right up there. Hiawatha Police. Yeah, you kind of get the idea that the for 100,000 miles, the engine on this thing sounds really good. Transmission sounds really good. It's just that one suspension issue and some things with the paintwork on the body that I need to have looked at. And this was a car that just sat on the lot. I think it sat on the lot. The oil sticker thing that the dealer did when they changed the oil. It says next service is due 11/29 of 14. So you figure if you subtract that from 3, this thing has been sitting since at least August of last year. So the dealer, it was the end of the month, and the dealer was just, it was one of those things where the dealer was trying to get rid of the car. And, this is a car that really nobody wants to buy, and everyone's looking for small, more compact, more fuel efficient, more feature-filled, which this ain't. But I've never been the kind of person to be attracted by bells and whistles. I just want something that is that's simple, rear-wheel drive, and easy to work on, and this is it. And my battery on my camera is about to die, so it's blinking red. Car next to me is a Taurus. Sounds like it's got a squeaky accessory pulley. I've got squeaky suspension. That was 45. This car has way more get up than my truck ever dreamed it could have. This is a 4.6 liter V8, so you would hope with a V8 you'd have some balls. Light's going red here, so I'm gonna have to turn. So yeah, here be my new car. I'll give you the full circle tour of it. Again, there's a right here on the hood. There's a ding. Do have a little bit of that's plastic, so I don't know. I think that's just the wood trim that's fading off on that. Come around the front here. Here's a ding here in the plastic. I think they ran into like somebody's trailer here, just backed into that or something. Mercury logo. And then here, just on the roof, there's a few spots like there, like right here and over there, where the I gotta put this on auto because that's way too bright. And there's a spot like here, and then over there where the paint's peeling off. All in all, hopefully I won't have buyer's remorse. But it is a Panther car. These things are what the police cars are built on, so they're meant to be tough. Thanks for watching.